All new at 11, nearly 400 pedestrians will be killed or injured on the streets of Indianapolis this year. Sadly, nearly every one of those collisions between cars and people could have been prevented. And we've all seen them, people breaking all of the rules of the road. Our TV6 reporter Jack Reinhardt spent some time looking into this public safety issue, and here's what he found.
You're looking at where a human being put a dent in the front of my truck. In fact, that's about where his pelvis was. Like this.
A life-altering moment for pedestrian and driver, the collision of hard steel and human tissue. And in the wake of investigations by police and the insurance companies, it was ruled a collision that should never have happened.
I was doing no more than 30 miles an hour, even a little less, and within 2 feet in front of me, all of a sudden there was a human being that had just come out between two parked cars.
Pedestrians and the motoring public have been on a collision course. Drivers accustomed to seeing people crossing streets at the corners now encounter them in mid-block. Pedestrians ignore the sidewalks, they ignore the rules, and they are paying the price.
And I told everybody, when I hit the man, I call God, I call the police, then I call the people whose car it was, and then I call my mother.
Sandra Hodges struck an intoxicated pedestrian in June. A man wearing dark clothing on a dark street. A man walking with traffic instead of against it.
Regardless if he's loaded or not, I hate to hit anyone.
On the campus at IUPUI, police have investigated 7 pedestrian struck cases in the past 14 months. At the beginning of each school year, campus police make an extra effort to warn distracted drivers and distracted students to be more alert.
I've watched people walk into a wall, not paying attention, but all we can do is advise them, give them the knowledge. It's all education.
We average almost 1 per day consistently year after year.
The statistics tell us that pedestrians in increasing numbers continue to ignore the rules of the road. In Indianapolis last year, 31 people were struck downtown. In Center Township, 148 pedestrians were struck, and county-wide, motor vehicles struck 346 people.
This is our public. 1 person a day is getting struck by a car. It is very important. We lose a lot of people every year in the state to being struck by cars, and it is something that needs to be addressed.
A car traveling at 35 miles an hour covers nearly 52 feet per second. The bigger the vehicle, the faster the speed, only decreases the odds of surviving a collision. Striking a pedestrian also leaves a mark on the driver.
It just hurts you. It hurts you to hurt somebody. And I really ain't drove since then.
I've had a few accidents in my life, but not a lot, but a few, but none of them quite compare to hitting a human. Yeah. It's something that, regardless of whose fault it is, it doesn't come easy. So.
In Indianapolis last year, 23 pedestrians died in collisions with motor vehicles. That's the highest number of pedestrian fatalities in the city in the past 3 years. In Indianapolis, Jack Reinhardt, RTV6.
While the number of vehicle crashes has showed a steady decline, pedestrian deaths have actually risen. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, a pedestrian is killed nationwide every 2 hours, while a pedestrian is injured every 8 minutes.